Hey, everybody. Sorry about the delay. Just making sure that we are operating as expected, and I'm not really seeing the stream happening in Badass Revolution. So bear with me. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I just got the same error message that I got last week. So there's something that is not quite right. So let's try this again. Kim, I will send you a new link. I'm going to end the stream now and I'll send you a new link. Okay. All right. My apologies, everybody. We seem to be having some technical difficulties on those that were planned ahead of time. So I guess I have to wait last minute to be able to make sure that it's getting streamed into the Badass Revolution group. So we're here. Everything is working out as it should be, and I'm thrilled to be here. Welcome, everybody, to Badass Banter. My name is Carol Filion, and I am the host of this podcast discussion because Badass Banter, as some of you know, is a hybrid of group discussion or a podcast interview. Today, it's a podcast interview. We've also got some exciting news as well. We're not only streaming to the Facebook group, Badass Revolution, we're also streaming to YouTube on our new Badass Banter channel. So very happy to be excited and very excited to be announcing that. So today, I have a great guest for this interview, and I'm super pumped about it. If you have any questions, by the way, please make sure that you post them in the comments because we will see them in the studio and we'll try to address as many as possible. So let's get to our guest because after having a chat this week, there's a lot of stuff to cover, and I am so amped up about this conversation and speaking with this phenomenal woman. She's actually one of my favorite polymaths, and I call her that because she is so well versed and integrated into so many amazing disciplines, as you'll soon find out. And we actually met 30 years ago. I don't want to be, well, yeah, I'm going to date us because, yeah, yeah, because we still look good, baby. So, and we've just recently reconnected, and she's every bit as fabulous today as she was back then, even more so. So, my guest is Kim Dixon, and she's collected vintage jewelry and scarves forever. She's also been known to have stacks of fashion magazines piled everywhere, having studied apparel retailing, graphic design, and anthropology. Launching her passion project, Paisley and Heart, was a natural progression after enjoying a successful career as a global technology marketing executive. See what I mean about polymath? And Kim is also the proud mother of two, a dedicated dog walker, cat lover, and equestrian. And I just found out recently wrote a children's book too. Okay, are you impressed yet? Because I know I am. Please help me welcome to the virtual stage, Kim Dixon.
Oh, thank you so much, Carol. That was amazing.
And it's recorded.
As you are, and to everybody out there, I have been working with Carol for the last few months after some life transformation, and it has been one of the best experiences of my life, and
Oh,
continues to be.
oh, thank
So we can share
you.
the love.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I can die happy now. All good. Kim, I am so pumped up about this conversation because this is something that has come up and I think has become even more important since the pandemic, because I know that I shared this with you, is that I felt that after the pandemic, because I really just focused on my Zoom style. Like I was just really focused on what's in the little box here, that I felt once we got out of that and we could meet in person again, I felt like I lost my mojo. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So what what say you about that? How do we get that back?
I think we think about go back to our roots a little bit and try and remember that that young girl, that when you were getting dressed to go out with your friends, like that feeling, not necessarily the outfit anymore, but that feeling of wow, I look great. Um, I think also it's just really important to remember that fashion is an industry, style is an attribute, and it is one of the few attributes or things in life that we can control. It's really personal, and it allows you to express your personality, your own uniqueness, and to show up the way you feel. So
Mm.
it's like, okay, if I want to feel great, then maybe I need to make a little bit of effort. And I have some tips on how to make that getting dressed easier.
Oh, yeah, and I know that, yeah, we got into some of that, but and I'd love to jump into it right away, but you there was something when you mentioned about fashion and style, and that they're not the same thing, and you when we spoke, you brought up a term that I'd never heard before, and it was slow fashion.
Oh, slow fashion. It's a way of creating um, garments or accessories that aren't mass market, mass produced, can be ethically sourced, made uh, with limited runs, just and older ways of creating things. In my business, I would call, like, my scarves are hanging behind me. This is my home office. I have just one on my wrist today, which you
I
can
love
wear
that.
anyways. But my brand was slow fashion. I wanted something with soul and artist's heart into it. So as I
Mm.
designed the brand and came together with all the symbols, etc., I went to a historic silk maker in Lyon, France, who was making things still on a screen print press. So there was different films cut for each layer. So slow fashion is just about creating something that's a little more unique with a little artisan soul, and not mass produced.
Right, right, because you were saying that that fashion is timed and it goes quickly, right? It changes from season to season, whereas this is more like scarves. I love your scarves, by the way. I'm such a huge fan. I should be wearing one today. I tried to incorporate it in this bow, and then I ran out of time.
Not necessary. Yeah.
But I love the
I have them in
idea.
the back. And yeah, that's yeah, and it's like well, after it's more. Let's just talk about
Yeah,
the style. I mean,
yeah,
fashion is timely because it's an
yeah,
industry.
yeah,
The styles are dictated by culture and what's in the moment. Style is timeless. Beauty is timeless, and personal style is 100% unique. So I mean, I like to refer to, I have a long list of icons here, well, obviously famous people, but you think about them and you know they're distinctly who they are and their style by just vision. You just look.
yeah,
So like Meryl Streep, Diane Keaton, Goldie Hawn, Lauren Hutton, who was like one of my favorite models
yeah,
when I was a teenager. She kept the gap in her teeth,
yeah,
and
yeah.
she's aged beautifully. So all of these women, Mary Steenburgen. I love the book club movies because all of those women, they play very distinct characters. They wear very distinct outfits that suit them. You know exactly who they are or how they want to show up in the world.
Right, right. And if I understand correctly too, because you were saying that, it when you put a little bit of effort into it and kind of try to develop your own style, that that can contribute to confidence. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, it's like a chicken and the egg thing, right? I mean, you don't necessarily have to be super confident to develop your style, but once you do, it does give you confidence, correct?
Absolutely. And I mean, what we wear absolutely influences how we feel. So you really want to be wearing those things that make you feel good, whether it's
Mhm.
actually a garment or an accessory. And that brings the feeling, comes from the inside. So you can kind of think of it. I mean, you don't want to think of ourselves at a house, but I was in my mind, I was thinking, you know, you you're like the front door to your house. Like everything about you,
Oh, I love
what
that.
you look like should be the least interesting thing about you. What's inside is the most important. Your soul, your vibrations, your who you
Right.
are, and that can come out in a super positive way if you're feeling good.
Mhm.
But when you get dressed, that's the first impression. That's the first thing that people see, and you can express your personality. Are you a romantic dresser? Are you bohemian?
Mhm. Yeah.
Are you serious? Do you like billowy things? Do you like really fitted things? All of those, or angles or bright colors or muted tones, all of those set a mood and set what you're coming out with into the world.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be like, okay, you're just committed to this, right? Because different moods, different occasions, obviously, but different, sometimes, you might be more in a sporty mood. You might not necessarily be going out to play sports, but you might want to dress more, right? Is that an
Yeah,
accurate
yeah,
description
yeah,
or
absolutely. I mean, and it should be, yeah. I mean, it's a, form follows function. Depends on your lifestyle. So if you do a lot more sports, then you probably have a lot more sporty clothes. If you're
Mhm.
someone that does a lot of fundraising evening activities, some of us may own one black tie long gown, but somebody else might require um, more of those. So I think it's important to like assess, okay, well, what is my lifestyle? What do I need? And then build a foundational set of pieces
Mhm.
that work for you.
Right? And you just mentioned the little black dress. Please tell the story about your little
Uh,
black dress.
Carolyn, we talked about this last week. I think what I've learned over the years is that actually less is more. And if you invest in things that fit well, and it doesn't have to cost a fortune, fit and value and the condition are really what's most important. But I have one. It's a laundry stretch velvet, flowy, long black dress with a ballet neckline. I have worn that dress for 25 years. I
Wow.
wash it in cold water and hang it up. I have changed my hair. I have changed my jewelry. I have changed my shoes. I have changed everything. I've accessorized with that dress, but it feels amazing, and I could wear it again this year.
Yeah, and it's a constant canvas, if you will, right? This
Yeah,
is
yeah,
where,
and that,
because it
yeah,
is so neutral, that you can, like you said, you accessorize it whatever way it you feel like expressing on that particular occasion. I think
exactly.
that's brilliant, and I think that, yeah, a lot of us have lost sight of the little black dress.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a little black dress, could be a tunic. I think it's worth addressing our need to embrace who we are at 60.
Mm,
Um, and when you're 60, the best 60 is not 40, and the best 40 is not 20. And I just don't like the idea of looking back. I think there's too much of that in this culture today. And I mean, I've lost both my parents to cancer. I've lost one of my best friends who didn't make it to her 50th birthday.
mm,
I have multiple friends who have lost children. And I think, it's a privilege to age and to be healthy.
amen.
And we are in control. It's not always easy. We are in control of what we choose to do, how we choose to eat, and our activities. But I think there's just so much to embrace from years, decades of experience. And I just think it's, for me, having experienced the different things I have, I'm like, wow, I'm
Mm.
62 and I am healthy and I am here and I have energy, and I just love the whole opportunity to get
Yeah.
to live.
Oh my gosh, you're speaking my language. That's why I do the work that I do, right? That's what I focus on, are women over 60, because of that. And yes, there's 6 plus decades of wisdom, insights, knowledge, power, all that great stuff. But there's also 6 plus decades of old programming that might not necessarily serve us anymore. So I love that we're having this conversation, because one of the things that seems to dwindle is confidence.
Yeah.
So by talking about this, and that, hey, hang on a second. Yes, if you can't find it from within, bring it in from the outside.
Yeah, I mean, we want all the people that we love, our friends, sisters, mothers, daughters, whatever, men and women. Um, you want them to value themselves. You want them to have confidence. So I think, you should start. They always say put your own oxygen mask on first before you help somebody else.
Yeah.
I think uh, from a style perspective, just embrace the fact that, you know what,
Mhm.
our bodies have changed. Our
Mhm.
skin has changed. Our hair has changed. Everything's changed. But, change change is inevitable, and you need to embrace it, and make changes in what you wear,
Yeah.
to fit who you are today.
Yeah.
So, I love the fact that there's lots of beautiful shoes that aren't stilettos, because I can't walk in stilettos, but I am a shoe girl, so I have a lot of really nice shoes. Uh, and I think, uh, by building, if you're looking to build a wardrobe, or to change your wardrobe, or to just get started, I think, you know just doing a little audit of, okay, what does my lifestyle look like? And do I need sporty clothes? Do I need evening clothes? Do I need office or business clothes? And then separating them at home within your space, so that the things for one particular activity are kind of all together. I'm a big sporty girl, so which you know. So like my tennis clothes are in one drawer, my yoga clothes are in another drawer, my ski clothes are actually in a giant bin. My equestrian clothes are in a tack trunk, and so I know whenever it makes it easy for me to pull things together in that area of my life.
Mhm.
My jewelry is all in one place. My accessories are all hung together. And I think then when you have your foundational stuff, and it's really important to find clothes or garments. I mean, this is very plain, as you'll see on, and I do wear more than black. I have to say, but this is Helene Clarkson, who is a Canadian designer, started in travel clothes, and um, it doesn't wrinkle. You wash it in cold water and you hang it up. And I can tell you, I have quite a few of her pieces, and they're also cut for. They're not cut for 20 something models. They're cut for real women.
Mm.
And some of them are even reversible, so you can get a 2 for 1. I
Mm.
think building that base, the foundation, and then picking you know your personality, your flirty personality. I mean, I have a most beautiful friend who has silky black hair and always has perfect lipstick and a statement piece of
Yeah.
jewelry.
Yeah.
And that's how she comes together, always looking wonderful. I tend to wear more dainty jewelry. That's who I am. Or I'll put a little pop of something, or I'll have crazy shoes. That's what I do. I have crazy glasses. That's
I
that's
love those.
that's just who I am. So it's about feeling good.
Mhm.
Um, and
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, we all know. Don't let any salesperson tell you you should be wearing this or you should be wearing that.
yeah,
You should be wearing what makes you feel good.
exactly.
Um, and
Exactly.
if
Yeah.
you want to branch out or you're not quite sure, take a friend or someone that you respect with you. I would suggest, if you don't even want to go to a mall or a store. I'm a big high-low girl, so I have some very expensive pieces, and I will shop at Walmart, or one of my favorite sweaters is from Walmart. I like it way better than a cashmere sweater I have.
Right.
Go to thrifts. I love consignment shops or thrift stores, because I mean, it could be maybe less intimidating than going into a department store, and also the variety of stuff that's there,
Yeah.
because it's not a curated
Yeah.
industry store. You're getting stuff from everybody, and you could just try stuff that you might never have thought
Would
you
fit or
or
would look nice.
just, yeah,
Yeah.
just make a little outing of it, if you're looking to
Yeah.
like explore. I think that's a great way, and I've also found fabulous pieces at consignment shops and
Mhm.
thrift stores. I've also donated a lot
I
there.
was just gonna go yeah, I was just gonna say that is that the inverse is also great because if you are doing an audit of your closet and there are things that you haven't worn in, I'll ask you, what is the time limit? If you haven't worn it in X number of months.
I don't, you know what? I don't think there's a time limit.
Okay.
What I would suggest is I would do it a little bit differently.
Okay.
Like, love,
Ah.
someday it'll fit. That's a never, never plan. So, uh, and I have donated some never, never plans after hanging on to them. And it could be because I'm not the same size, or it could be because, well, it's just, I don't feel it's age appropriate.
Mhm.
So uh, I think anything new that you go out to buy, like, you should really love it. It should be foundational. I think organizing first things first, organizing your closet by type of garment, whether it's short sleeve, long sleeve. Some people separate winter and summer. I don't know. I always have all my clothes out at the same time. I don't necessarily have that many, and they're all in a closet. They're just one on one side, one on the other. But then I go by short sleeve, by long sleeve, by dresses, by pants, and within those, I color block them, like you would do in a retail store, and that way I know um, how much of sort of each color I have. But it also makes it very easy to pick different pieces and match them. And then, for the someday, when I lose that 5 or 10 pounds, someday I'll wear them. If it makes you feel good to have them hanging there, great. But if it makes you remember or feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not there, I don't feel good, I don't like my body, then
Yeah.
I would say take it away. And if you don't want to donate it, I would like put it in a box and wrap it up and just put it away so that you don't look in your closet and go, oh, what can I wear? Oh, I can't wear that. It doesn't fit. I can't wear that. It's too tight over here. And the other thing to remember is, as we mentioned earlier, even if, you reach your goal weight is just a number. Your body's going to be a different shape than it might have been there. Certainly, having kids changes your body shape, even if you go back
Exactly.
to the
Yeah.
same weight.
Mhm.
Um, Menopause, the dreaded menopause, which does so much to all of us that I don't think we realize till
Where did
we
my waist go?
uh, so I think what you should have hanging there are things that make you feel good,
Yeah.
things that you can see that work together or
Mhm.
complement each other. And so then when you add pieces, you're not adding stuff that doesn't build on your foundation.
Right, right. No, I agree. And I love and I want to reiterate that the never, never stuff, but the one that maybe that is that piece that, yes, you want to save the piece, but you can't wear it just yet because there's X number of pounds that you're looking to release. I love the idea of putting it away because, and having been part of a weight release program, I know that a lot of women, especially that were in that group, found such joy and excitement that once they reached their goal, that they went shopping in their own closet. And then it's exciting. Then it's fun to be revisiting that piece and go, oh my gosh, I forgot all about it. Yeah, because they tucked it away. They just kept the clothes that they could wear comfortably, that they felt good in while they were going through this journey, and then pulling out that piece and go, "Oh, I should go shopping in my own closet." Because really, we accumulate so much, don't we?
We absolutely do. And I knew I spent some time out of country twice in the last 2 years. And the first time I went, I need this. And I was like, I didn't touch half of it. The next time I went, I took half of what I did the year before, and I
Wow.
still didn't touch all of it. So, and I mean, it kind of, like some of you can Google some stats, like it's that we go back to our favorites, we go back to what's comfortable. So it's kind of, just having those key pieces. And I think we actually need a lot less than we think. And
Oh,
some
agree.
things I think you'll never. I've never regretted investing in quality accessories,
Mm,
belts, shoes, purses. I mean, I have purses that are 30 years old.
yeah,
Uh,
same.
and I also like I'm kind of really sentimental. So I got this pen when I graduated university. It was a gift. I
Oh,
I
wow.
still I still write with this pen, but when I'm doing things that I really care about, and I think it's about having pride in what you're doing, then this gives me, I don't know, that little edge of confidence. Like, wow, this pen has been through a lot, but it feels good.
Yeah.
Um, and like a certain handbag could
Mhm.
be, or a scarf, or a certain pair of shoes. And you can play so well with accessories, and you can change them up and change your style as well, or the personality that you're presenting, without having to change your whole wardrobe.
Right. No, I agree, and I love that, that all of the accessories that well, accessories by virtue of being accessories are sizeless, really, except for belts maybe, but, because a scarf is a scarf is a scarf, right? It's really what it represents, how it makes you feel, and that's why I kind of brought up your scarves and how much I love them, because I can take a plain black tee now and make it look spectacular just by adding your scarf to it. And
Oh,
that has been so well, it's been really kind of game changing, because I had scarves, but I never really looked at them as that piece that could do so much from an energetic standpoint, right? I mean,
yeah,
a plain black long
absolutely. I
sleeve
mean, I
tee is
happen
like,
to
yeah, it's
love.
comfortable, but then I put the scarf on and all of a sudden it's like I'm walking differently. I
Right, which happens when you put a pair of shoes on, or lipstick, I would say, like,
yeah.
yeah, like try a different color, or a different, like a statement earring, or actually anything that makes you feel good. And yeah, no, I mean, I have scarves from 30 years ago. I
Wow.
am a sentimentalist, so I still have I have uh, jewelry from my grandmother.
Mm,
And she was one of my inspirations, because she didn't come should they my grandparents came to Canada with a trunk and started from nothing.
wow.
And um, my grandmother, always, she had pride, and all of these things, like style. It's not about money. It's
Mm,
about your confidence, your attitude. It's what's inside you, those attributes. So, and you can't buy that. It's
right.
it's 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 an it's an inside job. But my grandmother was, such a lovely, warm, well-mannered woman, and
Wow.
she took pride in everything she did. So she'd always have like a brooch. And when I was little, she would take me to church, and I had special clothes at her house. So I had like a nice hat and a nice pair of
Oh,
shoes. I love hats too. Hats are awesome.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, and but she took pride in everything, whether it was her baking or making jam. And I think that's a big thing. So when we like stuck in this Zoom world, and you're sitting in your sweatpants,
Yeah.
and you're eating too many cookies or whatever, um, you kind of you can get lost in it. It's easy to get lost in the couch.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's easy to get lost in why bother.
Yeah.
But I think you have to think about, well, would I tell that to my best friend? Why bother? Why are you giving up on yourself?
Mm.
Why don't it's kind of like, okay. And
Wow.
don't you have pride? You care about people, so you should want to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to take care of myself. And I'm going to make an effort. And it's not being selfish. It's just being, um, I think it's just being as good to yourself as you are to others. And when you show up that way, I find, and can give out that energy, where you talk about the law of vibration, the law of attraction.
Yeah.
When you give that out, I find it really does come back to
Oh,
you.
big time, because I think it's just a simple thing of reframing, right? You said it's not selfish. No, it's not. And it's not vanity, it's self-care.
No,
So once you start looking at it through that lens, then it's, oh, well, of course I'm worth it. And I love what you said. I have to say, repeat it. Is would I say that to my best friend? Wow. Huge. Why bother? Right. right? Oh my gosh, no, I would never dream of saying that to anybody. Like,
Exactly,
right? Like, why do
exactly,
you bother? Like, really? Like, so why do we do it to ourselves, right? And there's one thing that I've noticed, and that and by the way, thank you for inspiring me actually to be a little bit more mindful of it. Like, I was sort of kind of doing it, but like I said, I kind of reduced it to the Zoom lens,
to
right?
this.
Now it's like, okay, I got to get out again. Okay, put some pants on, Carol. You know, but I find that it's been it's a game changer in that it's not just energetic. It's more than that. It is an energy thing, but it's radical self-care,
I think so,
right?
and I mean the your body is kind of like the canvas, and I always say, what, uh, art is, the beauty of art is in the eye of the beholder. If the art makes you happy, that's on your walls, it doesn't matter if anybody else doesn't like it. If your clothing, and your style makes you happy, then you go out there and you strut and you slay it,
Yeah.
and you know that, like, just by changing your shoes, even if it's you change your shoes, change your you walk differently,
Yeah.
and it's about, you know standing tall and walking with confidence. And when you feel confident, it's kind of, look, there's so many challenges in life, there are so many things to worry about, that we shouldn't be worried about our clothes, or stressed about getting dressed. So it helps to, it's kind of like, take the things off your plate that you can, take the stress out of your life that
Mhm.
you are in control of, because there's so many things that you aren't in control of.
Yeah.
And how you present yourself, in terms of your personality, is what you want to share. And fashion, clothing, and accessories allows you to make that initial step and introduction, and the rest of it is all from the inside. It's all the
Yeah.
energy from the inside,
Yeah.
and what's able to flow out.
Right, but that can be the spark to what's happening inside, of rediscovering that confidence that you spoke about at the beginning of this conversation about, remember being a young girl just getting ready to go out, and being a young woman and going to your first job or whatever, and just feeling like $1,000,000. Like, it's recapturing that essence, that feeling. And I find that once you do as well, there's also a new appreciation when you see it in someone else. All of a
Mhm.
sudden you start to recognize and go, "Oh, man, I love that." Like, because you start noticing it more now on other women, and how they carry themselves, and how they, their sense of style, and go, "Oh, wow, that is something." Where before it might have been like, "Yeah, that's nice," or not really thinking in terms of, you internalize it more now, right? I
Yeah,
find you
yeah,
just
and everybody, I mean, the thing is, you know, we're all unique. We're all originals. We're all aging the same time every minute, every second of every day. Um, and it is, who we are, how we feel, um, and how we go out and interact in the world
Mhm,
is the one thing. Our feelings, our thoughts, and our actions are things that we can manage and control. They're things that we own, that are uniquely ours. Um, and I mean, things can be difficult. We're always, trying to be better, or to learn.
mhm.
But realizing that, hey, you know what, I'm okay.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
Well, and
okay.
it's
And
an attitude thing, right?
And
Attitude is the opposite word.
I feel good.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, sometimes you have, like, you'll have, I was saying, like, sports people have rituals. When I a horse show, the ritual of cleaning all the tack and polishing your boots, and brushing your helmet and making sure that it's all there. And then, the act of, when you're getting dressed and you pull the boots on and you stand up and it's like, okay, I'm ready to play. And
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
all it's all of that stuff. So I think it's just finding the things that also inspire you. It doesn't have to, that make you want to get up, get dressed, and get out and
Yeah.
express yourself.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, absolutely. Well,
Present
it's
in
an
your
attitude.
unique way.
Yeah, it's the attitude, right? Attitude is
Yeah.
that composite word, right? Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. That's what attitude is. So, when you start giving more thought to self-care, really, that's what it is. It's not just it is style, but it's self-care. And you start feeling a little bit better, your actions are going to show that. It's
Mhm.
all gonna be reflected.
And
It's the
really,
chain reaction.
yeah, and I mean, honestly, it's whatever makes you happy, not
Right.
the fashion. And people talk about the fashion police, but there are no fashion police. And
They're
nobody's
not real.
you're not going to get a ticket for wearing an old garment.
Yeah.
you know um, so and if you look at if you look at celebrities, they all come out differently, but you can see the consistency in their presentation, and you can get a sense of, okay, you know this is how this person likes to give off their energy. It says a little bit about you.
Yeah.
And as I said earlier, it doesn't say the most about you,
Mhm.
but it is the opening line
Yeah. Like you
of
said, I love the analogy of the front door.
yeah.
Right?
And it's like
It's
if
the
you have a
front
nice
door.
front door, it's like, okay, this
Yeah.
this is good. But I think mostly it's about, if 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 you come out and you're you know well groomed, and I don't mean fake and with tons of makeup or whatever. I mean, okay, I'm I've cared. I'm clean. I smell. A scent is a big thing. Like a
My notes.
specific scent can evoke all sorts of feelings that
Mhm.
can make you happy. From scents from your childhood, and there's so many amazing natural perfumes or essential oils,
Right.
or even just like, I grew up with Dove soap. That was the soap my mom used. I mean, I smell Dove, and I'm home. Like
Yeah.
that's just the
Yeah.
thing. So, all of that contributes.
Yep.
And it's just, I guess, creating um, that feeling within yourself of, I feel good.
Yeah. Just
And
this
we basically
well-being.
want everybody to feel good. And I mean, nobody gets up. We don't get up in the morning going, geez, I really want to feel bad today. I just want to hate what I'm wearing. Or, I'm going to wear those pants anyways. They're too tight, and it's
Yeah.
going to bother me all day. Um, so
Yeah.
anything that we can do.
But having said that, that is a small ritual that we can definitely incorporate in our day is as soon as we open our eyes, is at least saying, "Hey, it's gonna be a great day." Just that in a shift of energy can then guide you as you go to your closet.
As
'Cause
you go to your closet, yeah.
right? Because whatever energy you picked up, from the day before and brought over or whatever, by just a quick reset like that too can make a huge, huge difference, like,
Huge
where your
difference. And
feet
yeah,
never
and
hit the floor.
don't compare yourself to
Yeah,
others. It's just, this is what it's like, this all our individual journey.
yeah,
And you never know what someone's individual backstory is, or what they may
exactly.
be experiencing. So you just, okay, I'm just going to be me, and I'm just going to go forward, and
Yeah,
and feel good, try and feel calm,
yeah,
capable. And everybody wants to feel confident and capable, and there's so many there's so many ways to do that. I think creating your own style and fashion is probably one of the easiest things you can do to make yourself feel good.
Yeah,
Be
and
as
drop you into
simple
that
it could be
cycle.
as simple as some bright red lips,
Yeah.
and I think, and I think feeling free, what I loved, I mean, is I love street style and street fashion, and particularly, uh, London and France, um, the women just seem more confident. They're less, worried about looking like the next person.
Mhm,
They don't all look the same, and they just casually, they've got different pieces that hang together,
mhm.
um, that give them just like a little bit of an individual look.
Yes,
It's,
something
it's
well, it all seems and I'm glad you brought that up because I did notice that, especially in France, that it almost seems effortless. There's something about a French woman just wearing a white t-shirt and, black pants, and for some reason, it looks right because she's comfortable and confident. I think confidence never goes out of style.
Yeah, it's
So,
yeah, it's how you feel, and
yeah,
what you wear
yeah,
really
and it
does impact
radiates.
how you feel, so
Yeah,
it's like I was saying, "Okay,
yeah,
choose to wear the things
mhm,
that you love," and when you're
yeah,
buying new things,
yeah.
um, you know, "Oh, this is okay? Oh, it's okay. Oh, I'm not sure."
What's
You know,
evoking? Yeah,
count or whatever and figure it out, but,
yeah.
at the end of the day, if there's something you don't buy, it's not the end
Mhm.
of the world because there's always going to be something else, and
Right.
don't need to stress over that
Right.
either.
Yeah. No. So getting close to the top of the hour, I want to talk a little bit about Paisley and Heart. Actually, I know that we were talking about style after 60, and I think this has to do with that as well. And what I'd like you to do is, can you explain the imagery behind
Oh,
Paisley and Heart?
yeah, okay,
I
I
think
can
it ties into our conversation. That's why I'm bringing it up.
yeah, and I could even like I could grab a scarf, which I hadn't planned on doing. I put my scarves back together from the event I did on the
Oh,
weekend.
cool. Yeah, let's see it. Yeah. This was a real treat actually to, see all of them in one place. There we go. That one's perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, and when you talk about confidence, and it doesn't, I was given when I was in my early 20s, when I got my first, well, actually, it was probably mid 20s, like my first real career job.
Mhm.
Um, my husband at the time, and the father of my children, um, was coming home from a business trip, and he had no idea what he bought, but he was just going to bring me something. So he purchased an Hermes scarf on Air Canada from the duty free. I still have that scarf. He
Mhm.
had no idea what it was. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Like,
Wow.
because as a child rider, when I rode well and was going to competition, if I was, paying attention and doing my job, my riding coach would give me her Hermes saddle to ride in, and that was just kind of like a goal because it
Mhm.
was so beautiful to ride in. So
I'm not sure if everybody on listening understands that Hermes really started there, didn't it?
yeah, they still make saddles and all sorts of.
Right.
That's why they come from the horsey world.
Right.
Um,
And then
anyway,
expanded
so
into fashion.
I still have it, but so when I created Paisley and Heart, well, I wanted. Not everybody has the funds. I don't own a lot of Hermes scarves, so yeah, but not everybody has the funds. They're expensive, and they're a big brand. But I wanted to give people the same
Feeling.
thing and the
Yeah.
same feeling. Um, but in creating the brand, the symbols, Paisley, I have a Paisley, heart, and clovers throughout. So the paisley I chose to represent strength, strength of the symbol in fashion. The town that's named after it that weaves fabrics. Paisleys have been around, worn by royalty for, yeah, years and years and years.
Oh,
So
cool.
I chose the paisley for strength. I like symbols anyway. I chose the heart for love,
Mhm.
and I chose the clover for good fortune.
Wow.
So my brand in everybody who wears one of these, I am truly wishing you strength, love, and good fortune, and that's what I want you to feel when you go out there. And that's how I always felt with my one Hermes scarf. It was like, okay, I got my scarf. It's kind of like I don't know, it's like a superhero cape. Like, okay, I'm visible. I've arrived.
An armor.
And you know what? As ridiculous, as somebody might think that is, it doesn't really matter. It's kind of what whatever whatever works for you. And
Yeah.
then I wanted, I love art, so I love artisans. So I didn't want to manufacture
Mhm.
in Asia. I didn't want mass market. I didn't want I dare I even say it, child labor. Um,
Mhm. Yeah.
so uh, and the beauty of the internet today is you can research everything. So I ended up with this gentleman, Andre Claude Canova, in Lyon, France. And Lyon is the headquarters of silk and silk screening forever. Hermes's big factory is there.
Beautiful.
And he has a historic atelier. His family's been in business for over 50 years. And we met, and he agreed. He agreed. He's like, oh, no, I, I will manufacture your scarves for you. So there,
Amazing.
even the side, so it's like, yeah, it's a slow fashion. The edges are hand stitched. So that's
That's the thing.
that's
That's
kind
what
of,
blew my mind. I looked at it
and
and
the
went, "Oh
silk
my
is
gosh."
beautiful,
Yeah.
and they're it's yeah, they're not
They
as
feel amazing.
they're not like $20 scarves you're going to be able to buy at H&M, but they will last. They will last. They're not Hermes priced either. They will last forever. So that's I I just after a career decades in a corporate environment in tech, and from graphic software to cybersecurity, human capital management, telecom. Um, when my kids, when I became an empty nester, I went back to my roots, and I was like,
Beautiful.
I just I want to go back to my roots and find that inspiration that I used to have, and that's why I created this. And I was also inspired. I actually just rebought the book, um, Confessions of a Shopaholic. I love that series. I read the whole
Oh,
series.
the
Um,
green
the
scarf.
girl with the green scarf at the end. Like, it's
Right.
so funny. Out of all of the things that that she had,
That's what
she
she kept.
and he bought it back for her. It's a great, it's a great story. Yeah.
Oh,
Like those romantic
absolutely.
love stories, but yeah,
I love it.
yeah. So Julie, yeah. So anything, I do like, yeah, I do like symbols.
Yeah, and those
I
scarves.
love the fleur de lis. I haven't done anything with the fleur de lis yet, but I
Oh.
do. I like those symbols, and I am sentimental.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that, and the feel, that's just it. It's not just tactile, like from from a touch, how they feel, it's how they make you feel as well, like,
And
it's
that's what
all
it should be.
around.
Yeah, that's what it should be about. Whether it's, I mean, it could be your watch of
Mhm.
any kind. It could be your running shoes. Like, I mean, I you talk about style, and I love overalls and Converse, Chuck All Stars. I feel like $1 million in
Awesome.
my overalls and my
Yeah,
Converse. And
yeah.
and when you walk and when you go, that's what comes out in your face. That's what comes out in your personality. So
That's it. That's it.
anything's possible.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so real quick before we sign off. So what would you say are some of the basic pieces every woman should have in her closet? I know we didn't really talk about that, but we kind of touched on it a little bit. So, what are the
I would,
staples?
staples, I would say, a pair of black pants or a
Mhm,
pair of other dark colored pants that
mhm.
that can be casual or can be dressy.
Okay.
Um, a comfortable blouse or tunic in a
Mhm.
solid or tunic style top in a solid color.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
one jacket, you can
Okay.
pick, whether it be a navy jacket or a beige if you mix, different people, kind of go on the navy burgundy side or the black beige, but one jacket. Yeah, and with a couple of top and if you wear skirts, one knee
Mhm.
length skirt and uh, one shift dress
Right.
that could be a little bit fitted or could be loose. But I would also recommend having if you're starting out, if you travel, is have stuff that doesn't wrinkle. If you're not somebody who likes to iron or do all these other things, there's so many great technical fabrics
Oh my gosh.
today.
Yeah.
And I would say, and if you love pattern, add one piece that's like a pop of color.
Yeah.
Um, I happen to love patterns, and I'm also another person that I wear pattern on pattern. So I'll put a pattern scarf with a pattern shirt, and
Oh,
my
lovely.
sister will cringe, and it's not for everybody. She looks beautiful. We have different styles. She always looks beautiful and well put together. But yeah, so
As do you. My
this
gosh.
is, so it's kind of like anything goes. But yeah, a few, uh, you know, a good pair of pants. If you were going for like the most minimal number of pieces, I would say
Yeah.
uh, a knee length dress, a
Mhm.
nice tunic or
Yeah.
blouse, one long sleeve, one short sleeve, one skirt, and one pair of pants.
Yeah.
And after that, you can mix
Interchange
and
them.
mix.
Yeah.
You can be very interchangeable.
Add a pop
Uh,
of color here and there, change the outfit just like you did your little black dress that
change
you've
your
had for 25
shoes.
years. Yeah,
Change your shoes is
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Amazing, amazing. All right. So, Kim, you have some goodies as well for the audience. I think you mentioned something about a code just for
Yeah, if
our
people are
audience.
interested, and by all means, I'm not, if you like
All good.
scarves and scarves are your thing,
Yeah.
please, I invite you. Visit www.paisleyandheart.com. And you can have a look at the scarves that I've created in this collection. And I set up a promo code badass25, all caps, badass25 for 25 percent off.
That's amazing. And people can get a hold of you either through the website. You're also on Instagram under Paisley and Heart as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
on
and there's
Facebook.
contact. Yeah, there's contact info on the website too. Like
Right,
for
right. And you
for
can also
anything.
connect with Kim through Badass Revolution too. You're a member. So
That's true. That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah. So this has been phenomenal. Thank you so, so much. So helpful because, like I said, we kind of lose our mojo, I think, once we hit 60 and we're just not quite sure what we should be doing to get out in public and how we should be dressing. And it turns out it's a lot simpler than what we imagine, right? So now we can let our imagination run wild and just express our own unique sense of style. Thank you so, so much for everything that you shared with us today, Kim. I'm deeply, deeply, deeply grateful.
Oh, thank you, Carol. It is an honor and a privilege to be here with you today, and to everybody out there. I would say that the word from Merriam-Webster dictionary word of the year for 2024 is authentic. So I say to you all, start 2024, be unapologetically your authentic self. Thank
That's
you.
amazing. And we have someone that just showing us some love there too. So
Oh,
this is great. Thank you. Thanks again. And yeah, that's a wrap. And it's also going to
that's
be on
enough.
YouTube. Woohoo. All right.
Woo-hoo.
We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.